Good afternoon. Again, my name is Manuel Reta, and my fellow brother here, fellow veteran,
Ramon Espino.
and we're here to give you some. He's here to give you some information about health, especially right now with the weather being hot as it is. So, if you have family where it's really, really bad, take some of this advice and set it in the direction of your families in the East Coast or the South, whatever because it's nice to have somebody that has some experience here that can actually let you know or advise you of things that your body needs in these dire times. And believe me, that the heat or the sun, it does take an effect on the body and in the mind as far as that goes. So, Doc, you
Ujú.
do your part, like
Ok,
always.
ok, bueno, pues muy buenos días. Es un placer estar aquí de nuevo. Vamos, la semana pasada
Hmm.
no pudimos hacerlo, pero aquí estamos hoy para comenzar algo. Y les traigo información que es muy importante. Déjenme comenzar con una experiencia que tuve anoche con el tío de mi vecina, que son hindús,
Hmm.
son los de la gorrita arriba, que se llaman
India, son the
de
Indians.
India,
Ajá,
que
sí.
se llaman Sikhs.
Ujú.
Y el señor está muy malo porque no puede dormir, está nervioso. Y lo peor del caso es que le tiene miedo al agua.
Mm.
Y entonces lo que pasa es que le están dando dos medicinas, una para el nerviosismo y otra para que duerma. Son drogas citrotópicas que se llaman. Eh, entonces, lo que pasa es que recuerden que nosotros ya hemos dicho aquí en las pláticas que nuestro cuerpo, la mayor parte de nuestro cuerpo es agua.
Mhm.
Y es como un carro, si se le sale el agua del radiador y no le ponemos agua, ¿qué va a pasar? Se va
Calentar.
a calentar y recalentar y luego, como decimos, se desviela. En
Mhm.
otras palabras, se rompe, no sirve. Entonces, es muy importante para todos ustedes que tengan en cuenta que nuestro cuerpo necesita agua. No necesita coca, no necesita cerveza, no necesita vino. Necesita agua,
Agua.
porque la agua es la vida.
Mhm.
Y sin agua no vamos a funcionar. Nuestro cerebro se va, se va a desvielar como el motor. Y es muy importante que tengamos nuestro cuerpo hidratado para que el cuerpo funcione correctamente. Now, for my English-speaking people, remember we have said in the past that the majority of our body is water, and that's between 60 to 70% water. And without water, your brain, your body cannot function. It's like an engine. If you lose the water and you keep it running, what's going to happen? It's going to blow. It's going to break down. And you probably have seen it sometimes that you see the thermometer on the car and you see all the way to the right, and then you go out there and open the the front of the car
Radiator.
and try to open the cap on the radiator, and what do you get? Steam shooting out of there. So our body is the same. It needs water to function. And last night, my neighbor, her uncle came
India.
from Surrey, but they're from India, and they're Sikhs, and they're vegan. They follow everything, but somehow he's afraid of drinking water
Mm.
for whatever reason. And I couldn't speak to him because in the morning he was asleep, in the evening he was asleep because the doctor gave him two medicines, one to sleep and one to calm the nerves. And those are very strong drugs, and they have some serious side effects if you're not careful. And my first question to the wife was, how much water does he drink? He said, well, if he drinks 2 glasses of water a day is too much. And lately he's afraid of drinking water. And I can see why, because the drugs that they gave him, they're sort of a hydrophobic drugs. Hydrophobic means that they don't like interaction with water. And that's unfortunate because I understand the principle behind medicine, because when you go to the doctor, the first thing is try to stop. Try to stop whatever illness you have. But I think they not always look at the side effects. And I read the side effects of some of the drugs, and they cause schizophrenia. They can cause Alzheimer's if you keep taking them. So, but the best way is drink water, colorless water. You don't need Coke, you don't need beer, you don't need anything. In fact, if you drink beer right now in this hot weather, you're going to experiment some changes in your body. And you don't need wine. But commerce has overcome everything, and they sort of give you a nice picture if you take the glass of wine and swirl it around and drink it with your food. Well, and I respect everybody has the freedom to do whatever they do. The only thing we do is we can tell you what's happening and you make a decision.
Yeah.
¿Sí? Y nosotros aquí no estamos para decirles a ustedes qué hagan. Lo único que hacemos, queremos presentarles cómo funciona nuestro cuerpo, qué es lo que nuestro cuerpo necesita, comida, bebida, y para que funcione y para que estemos saludables. Yo les he dicho antes, mejor cómanse el dinero en comida y no se lo den al doctor. Que los doctores, pues, ustedes saben, especialmente aquí en los Estados Unidos, es carísimo todo. Yo me quedo sorprendido cuando voy, por ejemplo, para mi examen anual, todos los gastos que hacen. Lo bueno es que, pues, para nosotros los que estamos jubilados, ya el Medicare paga. Pero es por eso que en este país la medicina es muy cara. Y todo es, como dicen los colombianos, dinero. Perdón, son mis amigos de Texas que no me dejan en paz. Entonces, pues, el propósito de nosotros al dar estas pláticas de salud es para que ustedes se puedan beneficiar de ellas. Recuerden el principio que utilizamos aquí, que tu comida sea tu medicina y tu medicina sea tu comida. Y ese es el principio del padre de la medicina, por la cual todos los médicos juran cuando se gradúan, pero parece que se les olvida cuál es el juramento. Y bueno, pues todo el propósito entonces es para beneficiarlos a ustedes.
And I think, it's important that, I know we talk about in this time, we talk about the heat, the sun, and throughout the United States, East Coast, and it's not good, not good. The more electricity they use, then they might lose it all because of the usage of the electricity. But the only thing that can help them is to stay cool is in the water. Your body needs water. You're made of water and blood. Okay, very, very simple. And that's part of our makeup from creation time. That is the makeup. So we get all bunch of people down the East Coast, down south, and so forth, where the sun is coming down pretty hard. So they might be like my brother said, some people might be on meds. They have to be careful because sometimes the meds will kind of get reactions with water. If you start taking beer and alcohol and all that stuff, it's worse yet. That's a no. So the water is the only thing you should be able to take to keep your body kind of lubricated or keep it going and so forth, because it needs it. Your body needs water to survive. It needs water to be able to do things on a daily basis. Uh, and I think that's very important. In this generation, we have to lead on understanding on people, like my brother here, as a chemist and whatever. He Googles it, he researches it, and everything else. So what he does is bring it to you. Here it is. You can take it or you can leave it. But overall, you might have an experience someday with your meds and taking them. Take it with water. Don't take it with coffee or any other things that's liquid colored items or beverages. Keep it simple, keep it plain, and I believe that in that way, the medicine that you do take will help your body in the long run. So
Ok, gracias, thank you. También quiero decirles, si ustedes están tomando medicina y no toman suficiente agua, su estómago se va a afectar, sus riñones se van a afectar,
yes.
su hígado se va a afectar, porque recuerden, los riñones y el hígado son los filtros que tenemos en nuestro cuerpo para separar lo que es bueno de lo que es malo. Y tratamos de traer toda esta información para evitar esos problemas. Remember,
Go ahead.
remember,
I'll follow
let
through.
me tell the English people, the speaking people, remember, if you take medicines and you don't drink enough water, your stomach is going to suffer, your liver is going to suffer, your kidneys are going to suffer. And that's why we have so many illnesses in that area, because people don't drink water plenty. They rather drink Coca-Cola. And I was one of them a long time ago. Instead of water, I drink Coca-Cola. So I had ulcers. I had other problems. I had allergies. And finally, I ran into an old medicine man, as they used to call me also at work, a medicine man. And he told me all that, and I said, well, looks like the medicines are not doing anything for me, so I'm going to try it. And that's when I made the switch from regular medicines to natural medicines. And I seen the change. And not because I feel great to say that I'm better than you are. No. Just humbly, I want to tell you that so far, looks like the COVID doesn't like me. And the monkeypox, I don't know, but I haven't had any problems. One thing I had, it was a reaction from a vaccine that they gave me when I was 10 years old, or when we came into the army.
Yeah, everybody got there.
And then I got the shingles, because when you go in the army, it's like you walk in there like cows, and pss, pss, pss,
Yeah.
pss, pss. They give you the shots with the air guns. And so they chose that. And again, I don't have nothing against vaccines. If I was going to recommend you a vaccine for COVID, I would recommend Johnson and Johnson, not the RNA, because we already have RNA in our body, and the RNA is called the messenger. RNA is the part of our body that takes the signals when something is needed. Okay? So, like he said, we need to drink water, especially in this area, because it seems to me, and as you can see, I recovered my Texas color with all this sun because I've been working out in the open. I just put my hat on, but from here on, I'm dark. The rest of my, and from here on, I'm dark. And even if I use gloves, but the rest is my normal color and it's lighter than what it is.
So Doc, go ahead and explain again. I know there's two different companies that actually have been giving out shots, COVID shots. Give us an idea or an example, the makeup of each one, like you just said right now, but what we already have the natural something or another. Some people here do not understand. En español, en inglés, por favor.
Sí,
Para
cómo no.
que entienda la gente que quiere decir eso,
Sí.
como usted dijo en inglés.
Antes que todo, recuerden, yo les dije, yo no tengo nada en cuanto a las vacunas. De hecho, a nosotros cuando fuimos al ejército,
Sí.
nos gustara o no nos gustara, nos dieron vacunas.
Sí.
Y parecemos como las vacas, nos ponían en línea y con pistolas, con jeringas de aire. Pss, 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 pss. Sí. Las tres clases de vacunas que hay es la de, que es Pfizer, Moderna, que usan lo que se llama RNA, ribonucleic acid. Es cuando yo estudié nos referíamos a él como messenger RNA. Y es un, como les dijera a nosotros, un compuesto que tenemos en nuestro cuerpo, en todo el cuerpo, en las diferentes células, que nosotros le llamábamos, es el que lleva los mensajes a la célula, qué hacer.
Entonces, ¿qué dice usted? Cada persona que está en este mundo tiene eso ya en el cuerpo.
Eso nos lo puso el Creador en nuestro cuerpo.
Ya lo tenemos.
Pero entonces, donde yo tengo problemas, y recuerden, esa es mi opinión, y he leído bastante, es que no sé qué clase, de dónde sacaron el RNA, y también Pfizer y Moderna, todo su medicamento es en aceites.
Aceite.
Y nuestro cuerpo rechaza los aceites. ¿Ok? Mientras que Johnson Johnson es una solución y no usa RNA. Es una vacuna solamente. Ellos tienen el virus deactivado, que cuando lo inyectan, entonces activa a nuestro cuerpo en contra de virus. Lo mismo hace el RNA de Pfizer y de Moderna. Pero entonces donde yo tengo problemas es que puede haber interferencia. Y les voy a dar un ejemplo, y no es para asustarlos. Un amigo mío, ya viejito, saludable, sano, fue y se puso la vacuna. Y al otro día amaneció muerto.
Ay.
No sé por qué, pero yo lo conozco, muy saludable, ya tenía 80 años. Entonces, para nosotros los viejos, pues recuerden, nuestro cuerpo está más débil que para los jóvenes. Número 2. Se supone que las vacunas eran altamente eficientes y sucede que no. Porque, por ejemplo, le dieron a la gente la primera vacuna y luego después el booster y el otro booster y el otro, y ya van por el quinto booster. ¿Ok? Y se supone que la vacuna lo que hace es que activa nuestro sistema inmune para que esté listo para rechazar la invasión de gérmenes o de virus. Pero parece que no fue así. Sucede que yo creo que hubo por ahí una política económica porque dijeron que la de Johnson y Johnson no era suficientemente. Y también, pues, para algunos de mis hermanos, y cuando hablo hermanos religiosamente, dijeron que las células de Johnson y Johnson son generadas en células de fetos que han sido abortados. He leído por todos lados y todo eso salió de España. Por todos lados he tratado de leer, pero no he encontrado evidencia científica.
Okay. Vamos a contestar una pregunta. I know we're in a good topic. Y otra cosa también es we got the 3 kinds of vaccination for COVID, and he has explained basically all 3 of them. Okay, but let me see if we can answer a question here. Is it okay to take a multivitamin every day?
Oh, okay.
And otro más. And
Sí.
how many cups of fruits do you recommend us to eat every day? And do you think we should get the second booster vaccine, or should we wait?
Yeah.
Or should we wait until the cases get worse? Son las 3 preguntas que la persona nos puso para nosotros, o al doctor, digo, yo no para mí, para él. ¿Ok?
Ok, déjenme contestar la primera pregunta porque iba a hablar de ella. Ya es muy importante.
Multivitamins.
Y la voy a juntar con el comentario que recomienda acerca de comer fruta. O cuántos cups de fruta, cuánto recomienda. Miren, nosotros, y voy a usar la experiencia de otros, nosotros comemos fruta todos los días, 3 frutas. Y que se pueden combinar berries, comemos, y luego después comemos otra clase de frutas, y de todas las frutas las vamos combinando. ¿Cuántos cups? Pues regularmente nosotros no usamos cups, pero nuestro bowl es de esos medianitos y está lleno de fruta. Y, por ejemplo, digamos que comimos piña, alta en vitamina C, comemos naranja, alta en vitamina C. Todas las frutas son altas en antioxidantes y usted mismo va a encontrar la manera que su cuerpo se sienta satisfecho con lo que come. ¿Sí? ¿Recuerdan? Eso hablamos hace como 2 pláticas atrás.
Aquí tengo un punto que quiero decir antes que siga el doctor. I have a point to bring up right now. I, as a diabetic, have got to be careful what I eat. If I eat too much, and I love fruits, it's my low point. But diabetic, then I get a response. My feet, they start getting blisters. Too much sweetness in that. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful how much fruit you do eat. I believe I have experienced. Okay.
How much fruit and which fruits can you eat? Because there are fruits that you can eat. Okay. And I think when we talk about diabetes some time ago, I give you some of the fruits. As far as the multivitamin, I have and today's I printed 2 articles that they're titled Foods That Fight Inflammation. Y recuerden que todas las enfermedades son causa de la inflamación. La artritis es la inflamación de los joints. Okay, so arthritis is inflammation of the joints. We can have inflammation of the stomach, intestines, muscles, and that all comes from the foods that we eat that cause inflammation.
But doc, is that not the basis of the blood vessels that you have in your body, the circulation that goes in and out through all your heart, your lungs? Is that a part of the multicultural vitamins or whatever? Is that the main makeup that keeps the body going healthy-wise?
Well, it's a combination of how much water you have in your blood.
Okay.
It's like the radiator. How much water you put in the radiator.
Okay.
If you put half radiator, what's going to happen? There's chances that your engine is going to overheat. But here it says, is it okay to take multivitamins every day? yes and no.
Okay.
And I read that. The article, one of the articles that I have here, and I believe is from Harvard University, and one from Kansas State University Research. And the writer recommends it's better to eat fruits every day than to take vitamins, okay, or to take supplements, uh, especially I take vitamins every other day
Mhm.
because we eat a lot of fruit, and fruits have vitamin C. So vitamin C is not too bad, but at the same time, fruits have water.
Mhm.
The majority of the fruit is water, so that is good for you. So if you take vitamins and you take them every day, is you have to be careful and listen to your body, because if it's not okay, you might feel some pains in your kidneys, or itching, or discomfort. Okay, so if you take vitamins, take plenty of water. And remember, we're talking about 8 glasses of water a day.
Mhm.
And if you go outside and work out, you drink more water. This morning I worked for an hour and 50 minutes, and I had a big sweat. And before that, I had my 8 ounces of water with lemon, because I do that every day to alkalize my body. And when you do that, your body is going to thank you. It's going to feel good.
Mm.
Because if you go to bed and then in the morning your mouth is dry, that means that you didn't have enough water that day.
Okay.
Because at night, like it or not, we sweat, we
Mhm.
perspire, and so it is necessary. As far as how much fruit, let your body tell you, but don't overdo it, because remember, we do 3 fruits. We do a bowl of fruits. We have grapes, we have cherries, we have peaches, we pineapple, mango, all the fruits.
Mhm.
But don't don't overdo the extra.
Yeah.
Like here, my friend, he cannot. I mean, he can eat sweet mango, but he shouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
And if he wants to eat, well, eat a little piece.
It affects my feet. I love mangoes, but I know my level, my conscience telling me only one. That's all. But everybody's different. And going back to the multivitamins, whatever, they're vitamins made by man for different things. So, like Doc said, if you take a couple of them, and if you feel your body not correctly going, clicking like supposed to, or whatever, or maybe you all of a sudden you get thirsty all the time, you dry mouth, then I believe that we better just to stop the pills, go to the natural vegetables, fruits, in a moderate way, and that would possibly help your condition.
Yeah, and let your body uh, let your body talk to you and listen to your body. Okay. Uh,
Let's see.
Let me see. Go back to the right there. Leave it in there.
Así que
Uh,
seguimos cambiando. Ay, ¿qué pasó aquí?
do you?
Esta cosa.
Let me see.
We're going to go back. We lost something here.
Uh, well, I'm trying to. Okay, I see what the question was. What do you think about the second shot?
Yeah. We'll talk.
I'm going to be honest with you. I studied chemistry, but I never studied virology. When people ask me, have you taken the vaccine? My answer is, I take my vaccine every morning when I eat what I'm supposed to eat for my body. And so far, it's been good. This last week, my daughter and my grandson were sick, so my my wife and my sister-in-law got it, and I got a little bit of my head going. So I slowed down, drink water, drink juices, We drink grape juice, we drink apple juice, but don't drink too much because they have what? They have sugar.
Sugar.
Okay, so as far as trying to tell you yes or no, I think this is a personal decision that you have to make. And my recommendation is go and we have this thing, the tablet, or we have this other thing, the cell phone. Go and research it.
Mhm.
The good thing about the telephone and the tablets, they're bilingual and trilingual, and don't matter what language. And always, whenever I don't know something, uh, the other thing is like us, we paid the price of not being able to go across Canada because Canada is set in the
Yeah.
vaccines.
Yeah.
Mexico is not too much, and coming back, I don't know. But uh, but I believe that if you eat right, there's no reason for you to need vaccines because your immune system is strong. And give you an example. I used to get colds five, six, eight a year. I probably have, since I retired from work in 2009, if I have got one cold, it's bad. If I get it, it's very light. Keep drinking water, keep doing what I'm doing, and sweat it out. Because exercise is one of the natural medicines
Mhm.
that we need. If you cannot go to the gym, walk. Walking is the best exercise, and your body will thank you. But in answering that second booster, well, there are people that going in the fifth booster already. Also, listening to the news, I don't know if they gave booster to President Biden, but instead they were giving him other type of
Some other
medicines.
things, yes.
The same thing they did the same thing with
Trump.
President Trump. They gave him other thing, and don't listen to Trump because he wanted you to drink other stuff that can kill you. Okay, that's why I am not an authority to tell you about that much. But the best thing is the best thing is go and look for it. And there's something else. Is thank you for answering my questions. Also, what do you think about sugars like stevia or monk sugar?
And it's important, the thing that is being brought up, the questions, because myself, I did take 3 shots, okay, two COVID shots. Now, if I haven't got sick, it's just that simple. I didn't even get a bad reaction when I had the shots and everything.
But he's been making some changes to
Oh,
his
yes, yes.
to his
My diet,
to
everything I
the
eat,
diet.
everything back to natural way. And so I'm losing weight and everything else, but I have to keep that priority. Your health, what you eat, should be a priority for you to stay healthy. And that should be an absolute. Um, Different fruits, be moderate in the things that you eat. That would be an absolute, would be good for you. And and if you eat too much of one thing, your body's going to let you know. You're going to feel it. Your stomach or whatever is going to make your high blood pressure go up. Then that should be a signal. Your conscience is kind of letting you know, don't take too much of this or whatever. So you have to, on a daily basis, uh, depend on what you receive and by what you are doing on a daily basis. Um, there's a lot of things that I've changed in my life, and I'll give you an example. I don't think nobody can. I mean, some people can do this, and what I do every morning, I make some cinnamon tea on the stove. I let it boil. Little sticks, cinnamon, 3 in a little pot. Let them boil. And after it's done, I get some cereal, avena,
Oats.
oats, um, and I put it in with the cereal, with a cinnamon in a cup, and I stir it up and let it a little while for it to kind of enlarge, whatever you want to call it. And then I take a spoon and eat it. 1 cup every morning. That 1 cup lasts me till 2 o'clock in the day or 3 o'clock in the day. I don't have much appetite, but the oats really energize your body, and I feel good about it. I don't feel hungry all the time, except like always, I do drink my water. The water is part of the lubrication of the body, and that usually keeps me going. I mean, that's my way that I eat on a daily basis, and I have lost weight on that. And my wife wonders what's going on. Was I'm just not hungry, and that's the truth. As long as I eat in the right way, and do that, then I'm good. Doctor.
Ok, gracias. Aquí tenemos otra pregunta, un follow-up de la pregunta que hizo esta persona. Dice, ¿qué cree usted acerca de las azúcares como stevia y monk sugar?
¿Qué es monk sugar? I've never heard of it.
Yo también, es la primera vez que escucho esto. Les voy a dar mi punto de vista, pero nuevamente vayan y busquen. Yo aquí ahorita la busqué.
And I hope that we're answering in English or in Spanish. And I know the questions are in English. So perdón us for now that we have to recalculate the words and so forth.
No, les voy a contestar en español, en inglés esta pregunta. Okay. Y les voy a dar mi punto de vista, lo que yo entiendo, porque nosotros usamos en casa la brown sugar, cane sugar.
Cane sugar.
¿Ok? Porque no está procesada, solamente la extraen de la caña de azúcar. Y es brown o light brown. La otra es turbinado sugar. La otra, el monk sugar, pues no, esta es la primera vez que la escucho. Y voy a hacer la investigación. Pero mi punto de vista, stevia y monk sugar son cosas procesadas para quitarles el dulce. Pero no sabemos cuáles son los efectos que tienen. ¿Ok? Por ejemplo, para los que tienen diabetes, yo les recomiendo el agave.
El agave, sí.
Agave, que es dulce que sacan del maguey. ¿Ok?
And that is what I use with the tea. That's one thing I forgot. Okay. I use agave. It's a, I guess you get it pretty well in the stores. Agave sweetener, whatever, and it's good. I use it with my cinnamon and also the oats, whatever, and everything's good. And I'm glad that you're.
And also en el azúcar, recuerden que el azúcar blanca ha sido procesada.
Yeah.
Le han quitado lo bueno y han dejado lo malo. O en otras palabras, está súper concentrada.
Doc, give us a name of brown sugar, el nombre de, si usted se puede acordar.
No me acuerdo ahorita porque como la señora es la que se encarga de todo eso, nada más, pero ustedes las encuentran en Walmart, la encuentran en cualquier, es brown cane sugar.
Oh, cane sugar. Okay.
Pure, y si es orgánico, pues mucho mejor. Todo lo que es orgánico es bueno para nuestro cuerpo.
Okay.
Pero hay que tomarlo o comerlo con moderación.
Sí.
Porque hay personas que llegan y agarran 1, 2, 3, 4 cucharadas de azúcar.
Yeah.
Mi padre era eso, así era él, y él murió de Alzheimer. Porque muchas de estas cosas que comemos nos pueden causar Alzheimer.
So we try to avoid as much medicines that we can, and I brought my health and what I eat to you individuals that are listening because I have been going to a kidney specialist and my kidney was really going bad. I went into my little diet thing. I call it a diet, oats in the morning with canela, with cinnamon, tea, with a little bit of agave juice or sweetener or whatever you want to call it. And every last 3 4 months, actually, that's been my main morning meal. Okay. Week to 3 weeks ago, I went back to the kidney doctor, and my all my numbers, whatever, better. And he said, "What are you doing?" I'm just eating. I just changed my way of eating. That's what I told him. It does work. You have to be obedient. Obedient to this mind, to your conscience, because you don't want to get sick. And I don't want nobody to get sick. That's why we have a doc who's a chemist, who's been there, read it, and they can look into it and bring it to you. That's the advice that we give it unto you. And take it in the spirit, because everything that we do, we are accountable to somebody up there. His name is Jesus. Okay? I'm not afraid to say his name, but we all are accountable to help you, since everybody at one time came from the beginning from one to from a couple, as you well know. And I don't want to get into much
Sí.
Bible.
Bueno,
So,
les voy a decir para los hispanos, para que
sí.
entiendan, y esto les va a sonar raro, pero la Biblia dice que nuestro cuerpo es templo del Espíritu Santo. Y ustedes cuando van al templo van y tiran basura en el templo, pero nosotros le echamos basura a nuestro cuerpo. Por eso es que nos enfermamos. Lo que comemos es lo que nos enferma. En las multivitaminas hay que tener mucho cuidado. Es más, ahorita aprovechen el sol y sálganse al sol 1 hora que las queme y verán que su vitamina D se va a subir. Yo me la voy a probar ahora después de esto. Mi señora ha tenido problemas, pero la dejé allá y se tuvo 1 hora sentada en su silla tomando sol. En Texas yo nunca tomé ninguna vitamina. Pero sí, gracias a Dios que nosotros hicimos el cambio hace 25 años. La otra cosa que tienen que recordar, ¿cuánto tiempo duramos para enfermar nuestro cuerpo? ¿Cuánto tiempo vamos a necesitar para restablecerlo? No crean que se va a restablecer nada más. Hoy voy a tomar frutas y mañana sigo comiendo lo que me hace daño. ¿Okay? Yo les iba a hablar, en la próxima les voy a hablar de las comidas que causan inflamación. ¿Y qué es la inflamación? La inflamación está en todas partes de nuestro cuerpo, y cuando nosotros inflamamos una parte, nos duele las coyunturas, nos duele el estómago o las tripas, como decimos en Zacatecas. ¿Por qué? Por lo que le echamos al cuerpo. Y nuevamente quiero aconsejarlos. Cuando vayan al mercado, miren todo lo que tiene. Miren los ingredientes. Si se dice high fructose en corn syrup, ni los toquen, porque eso los va a enfermar. Son, como dijera yo, comidas súper saturadas de dulce. Porque la planta no forma corn syrup, nada más forma dulce. Todas las frutas, hay amargas, hay dulces, hay medianas. Y les voy a dar una lista de comidas que causan inflamación, pero también le voy a dar una lista de comidas que ayudan a quitar la inflamación. Y ese es el propósito de nuestra plática. Y no quiero que se sientan mal, sino que se sientan bien, porque no es el propósito de nosotros aquí. Bueno, como yo digo a la gente, yo no vendo nada, no compro nada, ni cobro nada.
Me
pero,
too. Me too.
pero si puedo ayudar a la persona, pues lo hago. Anoche fui, visité a este señor hindú. Entonces esta mañana le llevé una tarjetita para que venga a ver al doctor naturista aquí adelante. ¿Por qué? Porque su caso es algo serio. Cuando tu cerebro no empieza a no funcionar, es porque es algo serio. Y ahora entiendo un poquito mejor de todas aquellas personas que conocí en mi pueblo que decían, está loco. Pero ¿por qué estaba loco? Posiblemente porque no tomaba suficiente agua, no tenía comida, andaban pidiendo limosna. Por eso cuando alguien se me acerca, pues nosotros les llevamos frutas, les llevamos galletas saludables y gracias a Dios que aquí en este país podemos conseguirlo. En México no. Pero yo quiero saber, y algo que me impactó hace como unos 3 meses, se me ocurrió ir a agarrar una Coca-Cola porque yo era cocalero y miré y no tenía cafeína, pero tiene high fructose. Y el azúcar es peor que la cocaína, mis amigos. Es más fuerte cuando uno forma ese hábito del azúcar. Es casi imposible quitárselo.
Bad habit. Very bad habit.
Entonces, y es algo que nos hace daño. A la otra cosa, ahora voy a ir a la sal. La sal también tenemos que usarla con cuidado. Y recuerde la sal blanca que ustedes compran con la monita, con su paraguas, que dice iodizada. Es sal refinada, es de mar, pero le sacan todos los minerales buenos y nada más dejan el sodium chloride o el cloruro de sodio que lloran tus ojitos, como dice una canción. Entonces, mucha sal es mala, no sal es malo, porque necesitamos tener un balance iónico en nuestro cuerpo de sodio, de cloro, de magnesio, de potasio, de zinc, porque estos son los electrolitos para que nuestro cuerpo no sufra. Entonces, pues necesitamos alcanzar un balance. Now, for my English-speaking people, and we'll finish our talk today, is we have to have balance in how we eat and what we eat. About 2-3 months ago, I went and grabbed a Mexican Coca-Cola. We used to have caffeine. And you know, caffeine is a drug, which we find in coffee. And to my surprise, it did not have caffeine, but instead they put high fructose. And sugar and fructose has been modified. When they do that, they super concentrate it. That's why it's high fructose or corn syrup. So if you go to the market and you go and buy your supplies, look at the ingredients. If it has high fructose or corn syrup, don't even touch it because it's going to make you sick sooner or later. And so, because, you know, sugar is more additive than cocaine. And forever, now the cereals, they're all sweet. Yeah. And the whole thing is commercial gimmicks so people can buy it. So for me that I like to eat cereals, I have to be very careful now where we buy them. Because, you know, the plant where they make the cereal from, it doesn't have any sugar. But then man puts it on. It's like all the processed foods that we eat. You have to be very careful. I said a few months ago that the Health World Organization put out a report, I think it was in 2018, 16 or 18, where they recommend none of the processed meats to be used for the consuming part. If you're going to eat meat, well, eat it naturally. But you know, the weenies, the ham, all the stuff, they're processed. And if you look, they put preservatives, they put salt, they put so many things that your body doesn't need it. And if you use salt, well, I recommend sea salt, which has not been refined, or pink salt. And I think there's another one, it's called Celtic salt, and that's natural. This obtained from the rock, and they clean it, and then you have sodium chloride, magnesium, and all, about 50 elements that our body have. And the more I studied, the more surprised I is. I thought I knew everything of our body, but we're a complex system. We're complex machinery, so we have to be very careful. And I tell you, it pays to treat your body nice, because when you get down to my alley on the 70s to 80s, most people really go down.
Yeah.
And we're still going. And I'm surprised when people tell me, well, I didn't know you could do that. So, you know, I lost weight. I'm skinny, but there's force still in my old body. Even I start using something else, natural, for my pains in my knees, and lots of exercise. I go to the gym and exercise, and I seen the results. And there's also, I'm taking CBD, but not from marijuana, from hemp, because hemp doesn't have the drug that make you high. And I notice it's a choice that you take, and I notice my pains are going away. And the old days, I remember over in my town, they put a little bit of marijuana and alcohol, and then you rub it in your knees, your arms, and then helps to lower your pain. But this one, I'm trying it because it's made from a natural plant. We also eat hemp and grain. And so many of these new grains are actually medicinal. They're different, especially for Mexicans. There's stuff to give up the beans and the hot peppers. And cayenne is medicinal and it's hot.
Yeah.
But also I used to love serranitos.
The little one, yeah, me too.
And escabeche. But too much vinegar, too much salt. So we have to be very careful. Bueno, mis amigos, pues ha sido un placer compartir con ustedes. La próxima semana vamos a hablar de comidas que causan inflamación y comidas que nos ayudan a desinflamarnos. Y allí vamos a tocar bastante las berries, todas las berries, el salmón, la tuna, las sardinas, nada más que las sardinas tienen aceite. So, aceite tenemos que tener cuidado. Vamos a hablar de las nueces, incluyendo walnuts y almendras. Vamos a hablar del aceite de oliva, de los chiles, pero no los chiles picantes. Vamos a hablar de los vegetales verdes, los que son del té verde, y vamos a hablar del chocolate.
Yeah, you might want to bring, Doc, next time a recipe how to cook greens, serranos, or hot peppers in oil or water without the sugar, without the salts, and so forth. So people will want it, then the ingredients and everything else we can bring before you.
Well, let me give you an example.
Go ahead.
We eat pho. I love pho, which is the Vietnamese noodles. I learned to eat pho over there, and the mama sons will make it there at home. and exchange it for my sweets. Because in the sea rations we had
Yeah.
sweets, you had all your food, you had your cleaning, and had your paper towels, everything, and they love the peaches and they love the chocolate. So I used to trade it, and they used to give me serrano peppers
Oh,
and jalapeno
I eat them from the
from
jungle.
from jungle. Yeah. So what I do with them, just green, just wash them,
Mhm.
make them in pieces, and put them in a soup. But if you put them in vinegar, and then you're causing other problems. The vinegar, you have to be careful. It's medicinal for your stomach, but you need to know how much you can drink and how much you cannot drink. So we're going to talk about inflammation, because that's the whole problem with the illnesses.
Okay, very good. And
Thank you. I want to thank you to the person say hi. This is a great radio show. Thank you for your educatedness. God bless you too. Muchas gracias.
and I think about the last that I have to say is good things that he brought up also the cereals, Kellogg's. You know, you can name it all, but you want to please your children, you want to buy something that's kind of sweet. Consider what's good for their health. Okay,
Oh,
I think Kellogg's without nothing. I think it's a
and,
good one. I
and
believe.
did I give you a candy?
Yeah, I go.
Oh, I gave him a candy, and he can eat it because it's not going to affect
Mm-hmm.
his diabetes. Okay,
Yeah.
and it has sesame seeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And keep that in mind for your parents, for the children. I'm always thinking about the kids. I mean, that's my thing in my heart, because I want your children to be healthy. Stay away from all the frosty flakes and whatever other ones they have uh, on the market. Those are your children. We have to be able to educate so they can start eating something that is good on a daily basis, especially in the mornings. That's basically when they eat a cereal or something. So, uh, thank you again for all the listeners. And I would like always, I ask you to share this our little show, La Voz de Whatcom, con el doctor aquí, que siempre va a estar, unless it's a cancellation. But we're going to continue doing what we're doing right now. I think it's a good program for everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna try to be here every Wednesday. There's some cases where in the last minute something came out, and I have to go. In the beginning, I wanted to run away from the cold, but now since the hot weather came over, I'm pretty happy. Que tengan muy buen día, mis amigos, y con la ayuda de Dios nos vemos el próximo miércoles.
Anda buscando un caballo. He's got the saddles and everything. He's looking for a horse. Keep that in mind. You know how to get a hold of us, okay? Dr. Espino, I call him Doc, Doctor. So, okay. Thank you very much. And you all have a wonderful rest of the week and so forth. Thank you.
Es que